Well, you probably haven't heard of the climb of Jebel Hafeet in Abu Dhabi, and to be honest, neither had we until we saw it in the Abu Dhabi roadbook, and we're here for the Abu Dhabi Tour, so we thought we should check it out.
Yeah, I have to be honest that when I saw that there was a hilltop finish on stage 3 of the Abu Dhabi Tour, I had visions of a man-made molehill really, but actually it's a proper climb. Looking at the roadbook, 11 kilometres in length, a 7% average gradient, up to 11% at certain places.
And although those stats that Dan has just reeled off might not sound epic compared to a 20-kilometre climb in the Alps, the fact is it's a totally different style of climb to the climbing that we're used to. It's in the middle of the desert, it's really hot, 41 degrees Celsius, and to make matters worse, just off a long haul flight.
Yeah, we're knackered basically. Well, should we give it a go anyway?
Get the excuses in early.
It's hot.
I think it's the other way, Dan.
Oh. Is it really?
It's that way.
Oh, well, what did we go on this road for?
I don't know.
Well, at the start of the climb proper, you'll see a red sign saying 9 kilometres, Wind Road. Or maybe it's Wind Road. Either way it's at, because we've got a pretty strong headwind and we can see the bends coming up in front. I think we're already seeing some vast differences really to any climb that Lars and I have ever done before. It's very barren, it's very open, it's over 40 degrees, did we mention that?
Once or twice.
And we're already in pain and very hot. And my water's hot. I can't even feel that.
It's like a warm shower. So the Jebel Hafeet is supposedly one of the best driving roads in the UAE, if not the world. So the smooth, sweeping bends look like they'll be really fun to descend, Dan.
Yeah, I am looking forward to the descent, I must admit, even though we're not even a third of the way up the climb. Now, Tom's done some research, and although Strava don't do cars, gets flagged, apparently the fastest time up here in a car is 6 minutes for 11 kilometres. Now that's going some.
Yeah, I think
we'll take a bit longer than that. In fact,
60.
we already have. Come on, we keep stopping.
Let's go.
My water's got hot again.
For me, one of the main reasons I wanted to ride this climb is just a sense of intrigue. Never ridden a hill like this, never ridden my bike in the UAE, and so far the main difference is actually the straight nature of the climb. On a hill with loads of hairpins, I think you feel the height gain far less, whereas here you can see every metre you're going to gain, feel every bit of the heat, every little blow of wind, making it a really tough one. What do you reckon, Dan?
Well, it is tough, but I think we should probably stop complaining. We are in the privileged position of being in quite an exotic place. And it does seem that this climb actually is quite popular amongst local and visiting riders alike. Now again, Tom did some research before we got here. Best Strava time, KOM at the moment, is a little over 30 minutes. Now, I can't remember the name of you, but it's safe to say that you're safe today. But maybe not the rest of the week, because when Nibali, Dumoulin and Valverde go for it, I think you might get beaten. Well, 8K's done now, so just 3 left to go. And there was a very brief bit of respite just for a couple of 100 metres down here before around the corner it kicked back up to 10%.
One of the things you might notice about this climb is there's very little in the way of vegetation or anything like that to provide shade, but one thing there is plenty of lampposts, which is a great way to gauge your effort. Just count down point to point as you work your way up to the top.
Yeah, and as we saw on the internet before we came out here, it also makes the climb look particularly beautiful at night. I think we're going to get up to the top before night though, hopefully. Come on.
Fingers crossed.
One K to go.
Right, so although the Abu Dhabi Tour stage actually goes on a little further, that drops. So we are in fact at the highest point, which according to my Garmin is 1,032 metres. So that's about 700 metres gained in around 11k of climbing. So although it doesn't sound hugely epic, the whole climb as a unit, with the heat, the landscape, the views, I'd say it's epic, Dan.
Yeah, I think it's deserved of epic status. I mean, I'm glad that we came out here to take a look at it, somewhat reluctantly on my part this morning, because it is so much different to anything I've ever ridden before. I guess the closest might be the top part of Mont Ventoux, or even Green Mountain maybe in Oman. One thing I would change if I did it again was I wouldn't do it at midday in early October when it's 40 degrees, because when it came off the road, that heat, we just felt like we were in an oven for most of the climb. Anyway, we'll call it epic, and if you'd like to see more epic climbs, I'm really overusing this word, you can find one by clicking just up there. It's Tom and Matt going up Alpe d'Huez.
And if you'd like to see a climb that isn't only epic but also iconic, click down there to see Dan climbing the Col de Tourmalet.
Yeah, and if you would like to subscribe to GCN, it's absolutely free, and all you've got to do is click on that view.
It's epic. It really is actually.
Epic.
It's incredible.
I don't think we overuse that word.
I'm glad we came here, Dan. It's been an interesting climb.